We welcome you to 12th Man Studios inside the south end zone of Kyle Field. I'm Will Johnson, and today we say hello to the new Director of Athletics at Texas A&M University. And he is Mr. Scott Woodward, coming to Aggieland from the University of Washington. A busy day for you, Scott, as you get started. Thanks so much for taking the time with us.
Howdy.
Yeah, you got that down already.
Absolutely.
Very nice. Well, when we look back at your past, you're a Louisiana State University grad. Is it nice to be back in the Southeastern Conference?
Yeah, it really is. It's great to be back in this part of the world, and it's more importantly, it's great to be at such an incredible institution, as I mentioned earlier in my press conference. Just an academic institution that is excellent, that seeks excellence, and in an athletic department that's in the best conference in America and wants to compete at the highest level. It's really invigorating.
And when you do hit the ground running, if you think about your first 2-3 months on the job, what are you looking closely at? What's important to you?
Yeah, it's mainly to do a lot of listening and to find out what's happening. There's not a lot broken here. It's as I mentioned again at the press conference, I'm stealing the Hippocratic oath from the doctors that, you know, first do no harm, and that is an important part of what I do and how I assess, because the traditions and the special things at this place don't need to be fixed, and that's what's so great about it. So it's for me to do a lot of listening and to do a lot of evaluating to see what we can do to give our student athletes an even better experience and to do great things and continue to do great things.
Your tenure at Washington was almost 8 years before arriving at Texas A&M. Have you had some staples you clung to, or some philosophies that you've always run an athletics department with?
Not really. You know, you have your principles, you have your core values of what you do and who you are, and those stick with me. But it's knowing your environment. College Station's a lot different than Seattle, and you know, you have to understand that, and you have to know that going in. But for the most part, it's you know, letting people do what they do well and empowering them to do great things, and that's mainly my philosophy is to really delegate and expect and demand performance and greatness.
And you mentioned empowering there. If you think about the individual student athlete, whether it be on the football team, the women's golf team, any of the student athletes here at Texas A&M, what does the individual need mostly as far as resources to meet their expectations, be the best they can be?
It's not just one certain thing. It has to be everything. It has to be academic support, because they're students first in the term student athlete. And so we have to give them the best academic support that they can give so they can be successful in the classroom and successful for the rest of their lives. And then we have to do what we can do to compete at the highest level in whatever we do and whatever sport we do that in. And that is whether it's nutrition, whether it's medical care, medical help, training room, weight room, and coaching. And all of that is of equal importance, and you just have to have it at the best and at the highest level.
Mm-hmm. I thought, looking back at your bio prior to Texas A&M, that something was fascinating about your first year as a director of athletics at the University of Washington. You immediately endured an 0-12 football season and a budget shortfall within the athletics department. I take a look at the Huskies now, football-wise, 6 consecutive winning seasons and bowl games. Contributions and donations to the University of Washington athletics has over doubled. What made you believe in that first year you could take the Huskies to where they are today?
Naivete and ignorance. You know, I didn't know better.
That's as good as belief.
It was, and it was a testament to the people of University of Washington. It's a special place, and those folks had great tradition, and they believe. But you know, I ran my head against the wall a number of times trying to build that stadium and trying to get that program back to winning ways. And be honest with you, I just didn't know better.
I think about your past fall Saturdays. They were spent in the gorgeous new Husky Stadium looking out over Lake Washington. Now they'll be amid a sea of 12th man tiles here at Kyle Field. But At a school like Washington, at A&M, what role does football play when it comes to a healthy and comprehensive athletics department?
Yeah, it's part of the fabric of all great universities that bring people together. It's that common bond. And that's what President Young and I always talked about in a way that makes a university great, is that we want to be additive. You know, we don't want to be a football university that happens to have, you know, classrooms and classes. We want to be a great university and a great program of athletics. And that weaves and brings, you know, this Aggie land and these 12 men together and just it makes it such an important thing that we do, and I'm telling you as a graduate, you know it, and it's just so important, and all great universities, especially these ones that have a big public mission, teaching a lot of first-generation people, is that football's their first way in. You know, you walk into Kyle Field when you're 3 or 4 years old, and you look up, and whether that person's parents went to Texas A&M University or not, there's aspirations like, I want you to go here. Right. I want you to be part of this. And that is the mission that President Young and I believe in, that makes states great, and Texas, I know, is all in from that standpoint, and that's what gives me chill bumps when you see that, because you can see it. You know, you can see that, you know, these people want to be part of something special.
Well, have you thought about your first football game at Kyle Field? Because you know it's against the Pac-12's UCLA Bruins on September 3rd here in College Station.
Yeah.
That'll be special for you.
Oh, it'll be fun, absolutely. I'll be looking for victory, that's for sure.
No doubt. Finally, overall, what are your expectations at Texas A&M?
My expectations are to do things at the highest level, the same as President Young's. It's our same philosophy. I had an old boss that used to say we want to be great in physics and football, and that's my goal here. I want to be as good as we can possibly be in everything that we compete in, and we're going to try to do it, and we're going to give it all of our best effort to get there.
Well, we certainly thank you so much for the time. Congratulations. Welcome to Texas A&M
Thank you so
University.
much, Will. Appreciate it.
Our new Director of Athletics at Texas A&M, Mr. Scott Woodward.